All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. You got to have a little fun with it, you know? So we're finishing up this week, finishing up the letter L and going into the weekend. And so we read through several different words. And for some reason, I just kept coming back. We got to finish Friday on more of a topic that sends us into the weekend in a different mindset. Dwight, hold on just a second. Dwight, look at Dwight's background. Now those are two great looking people right there, I'll tell you, and humble. Okay. Thanks, Dwight. So we went with the word lively, going into the weekend. And I hope this sets your Friday up. I hope it sets my Friday up in a different light. Okay. So the word lively is, when I looked at the word and I kept looking at it and I kept looking at it, it wasn't the easiest word to do as far as bringing a topic to you. But the word positive kept coming up everywhere I turned. And I thought, well, if you live lively, then there's going to be a lot of positive things that are going on in your life, like thinking, doing, all kinds of things. So if you look at the definition, it's like full of life and energy, active, outgoing, full of activity, excitement. And then I thought about a buddy of mine that's quite a bit older than me. His name's Greg Bennett. Greg's in his early 70s. And when we would fish together and we would be out in the ocean, he would start his morning and he'd walk out on the, to start the day to go deep sea fishing. And he'd say, "Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not letting the old man in." And so I sat out there and talked to him, and he said, "I tell that to myself every day. Every day I get up, I go, you know what? Today I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not letting the old man in. I'm not letting the person tell me that my muscles are sore or whatever it might be." And I thought, for me, it was a great perspective, because there's a lot of days. Do you ever feel like there's days you just don't feel like doing it? You're like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make that call. I don't know if I'll go to that party. I don't know if I'll go out to eat with that group of people. I don't know. This couch after a good donut on donut day is calling my name. And so I looked at that and I went, man, I just kept going back to lively means active, spirited, energetic. A lively party is exciting and entertaining, right? People always tell me in network marketing, they're like, yeah, people don't do parties anymore. They don't get together. And I'm like, oh, that's so wrong. They do. And usually when they do, they feel better when they leave, because they were around humans and it was exciting and it was fulfilling and it was kind of like church. So a lively person is energetic. They have a personality. They light up a room. And so when thinking of this and reading this and looking at this morning, I got to self-reflect and go, am I that person? Do I step in and light up a room? Do I show my personality? Do I show that I'm lively? Or am I that person that's stepping in the room, bringing the light down, creating more dim, complaining more, figuring out the wrong in situations more? Like, where am I at right now? And a lot of it has to do with mindset and how I'm feeling right now. I believe I've lived my life where I've been lively. And I think I've lived my life where I've been the dimmer of the room. Okay. I don't know if you can relate to that. So how can I make my life lively? And I just come up with a few things. Number one today, like we start today, if we just put good nutrition in our body, good nutrition. I read a thing this morning that said most people work through the week to have good nutrition, and they bomb the weekend, and they wonder why their life is in shambles health-wise. Do good through the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they bomb it. And they wonder why their life is in health shambles. That's why. So how can I make my life more lively? Eat good nutrition and take good supplements. Just consistently do that through your life. And guess what? You're going to live more lively. Number 2, keep company with good people. Have you ever had a good person turn and you're like, wow, they wasn't like that 3 years ago, right? But you're still trying to keep good company with the company that was good 3 years ago, but they've kind of turned sour. So you got to keep evaluating who you're spending your time with, because the 5 people that you're around the most, guess what? That's you. That's you. And so keep good company with good people. Exercise, get out and walk, listen to the birds, whatever it is, exercise. Do something meaningful every day. And I'll end with this. I believe it creates more liveliness when you're checking off a to-do list, when you're thriving, not surviving. I believe you're more lively when, how many of you's watched someone retire and their health has went down? I don't think it has anything to do with retirement. I think it has a lot to do with living. Because you could retire and be really lively and busy, and I believe your health is going to flourish. So, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people move to the couch once that happens, and they watch things deteriorate. So this was a great word for me this morning, because I know this. I want to go into the weekend and have a great weekend. I want to live a life of life. I do want to thrive, not to survive. I do want to thrive and not just kind of hang out here on this earth. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you and let you finish this up.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. That was a good one. We've got some overlap this morning, but that's okay. The quote that I found was "Lively up yourself" by Bob Marley. And this was a little bit of a challenging lesson to try to figure out, like, what exactly are we going to, do as a lesson here? But what I looked into was 8 tips to feel more lively. So maybe you have been sitting on that couch, right? Maybe you have found yourself in an energy lull. Maybe you're just not that excited at this moment. So how can we kind of boost ourselves to feel more lively? So first of all, Coach talked about it, but exercise. When we move our body, it increases our energy. It's kind of crazy because you think, I'm pushing out all this energy. Why do I feel more energetic? Why do I feel more lively? But it's just how we're designed. So even if it's just a quick little 10-minute walk, that will absolutely boost your mood and help you feel more lively. Next is to listen to lively music. You guys know I'm a sap. If you put a love song on or a sad song, I'm going to cry. I'm going to feel all the feels. But the same thing works with lively, upbeat music. So crank up, some Taylor Swift or some, Hillsong music, something upbeat and powerful, and bebop around in your kitchen to it, because that's going to help you feel more lively. Number 3 is get enough sleep. And I know so many of us are so busy, and it can be hard to allocate the time to be still and to lay there. And sometimes it can be hard to fall asleep or stay asleep. So I would say get some good nutrition that's going to help support your body to sleep better. If you need help with that, call Susan Sailing. She'll hook you up. But make sure that you're getting some good, powerful sleep. And that's going to help when you wake up, feel recharged and more lively. And with that, number 4 is find time to recharge. So maybe you're having a lull because your body needs a reset. Maybe you need some rest. Maybe you need some play. Maybe you need to read or be alone or, get out on the golf course. I don't know what fuels you, but find what that is and go make the time to do it. Number 5 is fake it till you make it. So if you're not feeling lively today, if you're like, meh, well, go bounce around and pretend. Bring that energy to yourself for at least a few minutes and see if it switches you and helps you move in that direction. Number 6 is talk to friends. Find time to be around those people, the positive ones that Coach talked about, the ones that make you feel better, the ones you're excited to be with. Number 7, again, this lines up really nicely with what Coach said, is get something done. Don't you love, well, maybe it's just me, I love a good to-do list and I love marking things off. Don't you just love that feeling of accomplishment? So go write down the things that you need to get done today and go get something done. And it is even better if it's something hard, something that maybe you didn't want to do, something that maybe is weighing you down, that is on your list. Well, go get it done so you can feel lively. And then lastly, and we might need to talk about it today with it being donut day, but lastly, don't use food. And that can sound a little weird, but sometimes when we're feeling that lull, we feed ourselves things that aren't the best thing for long term. Yes, Arlene. Like scrubbing the commode, go get that done, do it first. But sometimes we can use like sugar or caffeine to give us this artificial kind of pump. But then there's a chance that we're going to crash on the other side. So if you're going to fuel yourself well. If you're going to have that donut, maybe make it 1, not half a dozen, and then throw some protein at it. So if you're going to try to be more lively, try to keep those blood sugars level and fuel yourself appropriately. But I will tell you, there's a parlor donut in my future, and it will be with something balanced. So that's how to be more lively on this Friday. Hope you all have a beautiful weekend.
Does it not shock your body in a good way if you do a donut? Like you don't, sometimes your body need to be shocked and it can throw you back into better health. Okay. Don't take health advice from me. Okay. Susan Saling.
Nancy says no, like all lowercase. No.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Listen, have a great Friday. We love you. We appreciate you. And thanks for tuning in every day during the week. So have a great weekend, guys.
Love you guys. Have a beautiful
God
weekend.
bless you.